the new lunar year starts, the Chinese new lunar year begins February 17th, 2026. And this is the year of the fire horse. And the reason why I love this energy is because it is the energy of passion, of drive, of transformation, okay? And we as feminine beings can actually utilize this energy. It's like literally a potent, kind of like a jar of energy. Like it's this big juicy jar of energy that we can utilize to transform our lives, to heal, to release old identities and versions of ourselves, okay? To heal from heartbreak, from trauma, from grief. All right. This is the year that you can take the reins. And I love that this gives us an extra opportunity. Many of us may have had New Year's resolutions in January 2026, but with the Lunar New Year, we get another, you can always start over. Okay. We get another chance for transformation and growth. But I'm going to share with you how you can practically utilize this energy to heal your nervous system, to initiate new things without overwhelming your nervous system, though, okay? Because the fire horse, absolutely, it is drive, it is passion, it is transformation, it is initiation energy. You're stepping into a new version of yourself, okay? But you don't want to overwhelm yourself. You don't want to constantly be starting over. You also don't want to be burning things down because your nervous system can actually burn out from too much self work. All right. You have to be kind to yourself in this work and in this healing. All right. So I'm going to share with you how you can utilize this energy so that way you can thrive and heal, and how you can have a practical healing routine. Okay. So let's get into it. Now, when we go through big identity shifts, if you're leaving relationships, changing careers, healing old patterns, stepping into a more authentic version of ourselves, if we're glowing up, if we're healing from heartbreak, our nervous system often interprets this change as danger. Whenever you are changing something that you have been conditioned into, okay, and you have constantly been living your life that way, your nervous system thinks that there is some type of threat. All right. Now, this is just because the nervous system is wired to protect familiarity. All right. It's not necessarily happiness or expansion that it's meant to expand. Your nervous system doesn't really know the difference yet. All right. Now, from a scientific perspective, your nervous system is constantly scanning for safety. All right. And now this process is called neuroception, and it happens automatically beneath conscious thoughts. This is something that you don't know is happening in your nervous system. But when your system senses uncertainty, it can activate survival responses like anxiety, emotional shutdown, overworking, or feeling stuck between wanting the change. You actively want to change, but there's also a part of you, and this is part of your nervous system, that actually fears change, all right? Now, the fire horse energy can amplify this because it encourages bold movement, independence, and reinvention. And it's really beautiful. We want this fire energy. We love this energy. But your body has to feel safe to hold it. All right. So instead of treating this Lunar New Year like a time to reinvent yourself overnight, you can treat it like a time to build capacity. Imagine this as you're building a new house. If you hurriedly build a house, right, and the foundation is sloppily built, right, what's going to happen to that? The foundation is not going to last. It's going to crumble because you built it in a hurry. So, all right, you have to slowly do this. You have to slowly imagine the horse is grazing before it starts to take off on its run. All right. So you have to treat this time to build capacity to hold more joy, hold this new identity, this new version of yourself, this glow up. All right. Now, one of the most powerful ways to do that is to create a healing routine that supports your nervous system. All right. So I'm going to share with you a particular healing routine that will actually help you to heal with this energy, that's aligned with this energy. All right. The first thing in the morning, what you want to do is a daily body check-in before reaching for your phone, or jumping into productivity. Place one hand over your heart or your stomach, all right, and connect with yourself physically and emotionally. Now, what happens here is with your fingers, this is called interoception. So this is your brain's ability to read signals from your body. And strong interoception is linked to emotional regulation and resilience. So what you're doing is when you're placing your fingers, right, either over your stomach or your heart, you're teaching your body that its signals matter. You're slowing down. You're connecting with your body before you connect with the phone, before you connect with work, before you rush out the door. You are prioritizing devotion to yourself and to your body, and your nervous system will start to rewire itself to say, oh, okay, so this is the new normal for us. Instead of jumping on the phone and jumping into productivity, we actually feel inside of ourselves and connect with ourselves, okay? The second thing you want to do is to build a rhythm instead of pressure. Now, fire energy is intense and passionate, but the nervous system regulates best through predictable rhythm. All right. Now, this can look like alternating focused creative works with intentional rest, even if it's just 5 minutes of breathing, stretching, or stepping outside. Okay. Regulation grows again through consistent safety signals. You don't want to constantly be putting output, okay? Constantly working. Now, for me, what this looks like is I will take a break from, of course, I'm more in work, kind of a looser schedule now. But what I do is make sure that first, of course, I got up, right? I connected with myself. This doesn't have to look like some kind of long meditation. This is not what we're saying. But are you feeling into your body? Are you stretching? Are you moving your body? Are you breathing? How does that quiet silence time look to you? Okay, what kind of rhythm are you feeding your body so your nervous system knows and starts to pick up that, hey, this is normal for us? Not constantly working, not constantly thinking about productivity is normal for us. Now, again, this takes time. All right. Don't fight your body. Don't fight your brain. When the thought of, oh my God, I need to be doing something, just tell that thought, you know what? Thank you so much for visiting me. But we are connecting with ourselves right now. All right. You just gently redirect yourself. I know I'm a Gemini moon. I'm telling you, I think all the time. And this is how I treat my thoughts, the busy thoughts. I treat them like children because they are. Okay. Now, third is emotional completion rituals. Now, many women carry unfinished emotional stress in their bodies. We don't realize how much stress and trauma. Now, trauma is just a negative experience. It doesn't have to be some big thing that happens, big situation that happened to you. Okay, it could be a car accident, or it could be like somebody jumped out and scared you, or a near miss experience. Any negative experience is trauma. All right. Now, you can support releasing that trauma through somatic practices. All right. Now, I do have a nervous system healing program, a 7-day program where you go through for 7 days, and I give you somatic practices and practical journaling your feelings. All right. I give you those tools, and I'll link that below for you, but you don't need to purchase that in order to do that. But what you're doing when you are somatic just means of the body. You're moving that stuck, stifled energy out of your body because it's stored in your nervous system. Now, when you are doing this slow exhale breathing, journaling your feelings, or somatic, it doesn't have to be journaling, whatever, feel what fits you, okay? But what you're doing is you're activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Now, the parasympathetic nervous system is the part responsible for rest and restoration. So you're activating that part whenever you're moving those emotions through your body. All right. Now, what you're doing, you're showing your body that emotions can move through you without overwhelming you. Have a good cry. Some of us do not cry enough. Cry. Okay. And a lot of the somatic practices will induce that out of you and induce that so you can move it out of you, okay? And finally, identity compassion. All right, we talked a little bit about having compassion with yourselves during this because you're rewiring and deconditioning from the conditioning that you've been taught to ignore your body signals. But transformation, when you are, oh my gosh, I wish people told me this. When you are transforming out of an old identity, right? This actually can bring up grief. You may not even know it's grief. All right. But there is this sadness when you are updating yourself, when you're reinventing yourself, when you're healing yourself. All right. Because your subconscious, your nervous system is saying, hey, this is what we're accustomed to. We're accustomed to burnout and stress. What is this new stuff that we're doing? Okay. But instead of rushing to become someone new, just practice acknowledging who you've been. Whenever that older version of you comes up, thank her for what she did, how she carried you. All right. Oftentimes, I will feel shame and guilt for earlier versions of myself. And I have to just say, well, she was protecting us. She was in survival mode. I didn't know. The things that I know now are not the things that I knew back then, right? So when you show compassion to yourself, right, and those past versions of yourself, and show love to those past versions of yourself, you're reducing this internal resistance and allows you to evolve your identity so you can feel safe rather than threatening. So your nervous system doesn't feel so threatened, okay? Fire horse energy is not asking you to burn your old self down. Remember, we talked about that. It's asking you to become someone who can move forward without leaving yourself behind. All right? And healing and ambition are not the opposite. So you can heal and have that ambition at the same time. You just have to pace yourself. All right? And again, it's not overnight. But if you need assistance with this, I have, again, my nervous system, 7-day nervous system program. And people love that program to help jumpstart your nervous system healing journey. I also have memberships. I have a nervous system healing pod. And you can be totally anonymous there, but we have a live Q&A once monthly, and there's a community in there. If you're in this reinventing yourself, recalibrating, healing your nervous system, you need community, you need support, you need someone like me who has overcome a lot of this nervous system healing, right? And I have been training as a healer for many years now, about eight to 9 years, including being a clinical nurse for about 17 years. So I definitely can help you on your journey healing yourself. All right. We also have a Soft Wealth Society membership where you can learn how to slow down and be in community with other women. Studies show that being in community with like-minded individuals helps you to embody those actual goals that you're trying to achieve. And the goal there is pleasure, is fun. All right. And I also share some secret sort of manifestation techniques in there too, and how to live a juicier life that I don't share in public. All right. Happy season of reinvention. I would love to hear from you and would love to hear if this resonated with you. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Bye.